The Pepperdine Waves host the defending WCC women's basketball champions in the Gonzaga Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are led by the reigning WCC Player of the Year in Yvonne Ejim, who is averaging over 20 points a game once again for the Bulldogs, who brings senior leadership for the squad and has them atop of the standings within the conference at a 7-2 record. Pepperdine is coming off of a double-digit loss to the University of Pacific from this past Thursday and will look to rebound with their talented backcourt duo of senior Ella Brubaker and freshman Chloe Sattel. A good one coming live from ESPN Plus. This is Will Decker and Al Epstein. We'll talk to you at tip-off. And we welcome you out to Malibu, California. Will Decker on the call with the legendary Al Epstein for Pepperdine University here on ESPN Plus. A good one as the WCC leading Gonzaga Bulldogs in the Firestone Fieldhouse taking on your Pepperdine Waves. Let's look at the starting lineup. Chloe Sattel, Malia Mastora, and McKenna Mastora in the guard spots. Emerita Masher and Maggie Vick getting the spot at forward. For the Bulldogs, you got Yvonne Ejim, Allie Turner, the true freshman who has been outstanding, Taylor Dalton, Claire O'Connor, and Esther Little. Al, I was wondering if you could tell me some of the keys to the game and how Pepperdine may have a shot here today against the talented Bulldogs.
You know, I think for Pepperdine, this is a big game for them, a chance to play the top team in the league, as they've been like that for a number of years. But for Pepperdine, I think they need to control the tempo of this game, run the shot clock down. Value of possession will be so important. Keep this game in the 50s and certainly try to contain Yvonne Ejim. How much you double team her, try to get the ball out of her hands. For Gonzaga, get out in transition, get out and run, and then try to cover the three-point shot.
Officials for this afternoon's game: Mark Munoz, Arthur Green, and Erskine Robinson. Zag's going to start with the basketball here. Ball near the top, that's Allie Turner out on the wing. Here's Ejim, the reigning conference player of the year. First shot attempt, first hit for Ejim. She is so talented out there on the floor, Al.
Well, she is, and again, she can go outside if necessary. The Waves started in a zone defense to try to keep this Gonzaga team off the board. Just one of the best rebounding teams in the conference, a +9 per game.
And here we go. We got McKenna Mastora out on the right side of the wing. Here comes Chloe Sattel into the mid-range, trying to generate some semblance of offense here with the shot clock winding down off the front of the rim. Long rebound back to Gonzaga. Here they come in transition. Little rotating to the corner, three ball. Caitlin O'Connor from downtown.
You know, certainly one of the keys for Pepperdine to try to stay and play this game from the lead so they can kind of control tempo, but they've fallen behind early in this contest.
And Chloe Sattel tries her luck in and out from the three-point line as that one won't fall. O'Connor rips down the rebound for Gonzaga. In the post now, up strong Little, not going to fall. Tried to bank off the left side of the block there as Chloe Sattel in transition, the true freshman from Stamford, Connecticut. Out to the right corner, Malia Mastora giving it to her sister McKenna. Masher trying to get some semblance of offense going once again as they're going to slow it down for a second. Under 10 on the shot clock now for the Waves. Mastora from long distance won't fall as it miss off the left side of the rim. Little, the senior from England, getting the rebound for Gonzaga. Bounce pass, Turner in the lane. Ejim, ever aggressive there in the post, draws the foul. That's 2 free throws right there for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
You know, nice ball movement by Gonzaga. They're very patient. They have a great game plan coming in. It's a high-scoring team that can average almost 70 points a game, and to play from behind is very difficult for a team like Pepperdine because they only average about 58 points a game. When you have the lead in the game like this, you can control tempo because you're out in front during the course of the game. But, you know, besides having to try to guard Ejim, you got to worry about Allie Turner, one of the top three-point shooters. In fact, she leads the nation, all freshmen, with 57 threes on the year.
She's incredibly impressive. And just a touchback on Ejim, it's one thing to be Conference Player of the Year, but she also won Defensive Player of the Year within the conference and won the Becky Hammond Award, which is the award given out to the best mid-major player within the country. So that trophy case is filling up as Mastora makes a beautiful pivot move in the post and lays it in for two. The Pepperdine Waves are on the board out.
It's important for Pepperdine to work the ball inside. Maybe you try to attack Ejim to get her into foul trouble.
Three ball, Caitlin O'Connor once again from long distance. And this should not be a surprise anyway. We mentioned Turner's long distance shooting. O'Connor came into this game shooting 43.5% from long distance. She can really shoot the rock as well. Mistora, separation, right wing three, trying to answer the call, not going to fall. Rebound back to O'Connor and Gonzaga. Turner giving it off to O'Connor. Ball rotation, finds it in the left corner now. That's number 10, Dalton. Turner, the true freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri. Ejim, the fifth-year senior out of Calgary. Dump off pass to Little in the paint. Ejim can create with the basketball as well, getting her teammates involved. Chloe Sattel taking it in from the wing. Lost the handle, but got it back. Mistora drifting towards the half-court line as Maggie Vick, who had her best game in a Waves uniform earlier this week against San Diego, 17 points, makes a nice assist there to Malia Mistora, who gets a bucket there. 12-4 Gonzaga here in the early parts of the first half. Bounce pass, Dalton down low. That's Little. Right-handed pass, Caitlin O'Connor taking it in the lane. Up strong, lay it in for two. Caitlin O'Connor with 8 of the first 14 for Gonzaga Bulldogs. She's been outstanding.
Pepperdine's gone to a man-to-man defense. Very tough to match up with this Gonzaga team. They're so patient. They run a lot of down screens. And, of course, with Ejim, she's not only a top scorer and rebounder, but an excellent passer.
Here comes Maggie Vick in the lane, lay it in for two. Maggie Vick, I mentioned, had her best game of the season earlier this week. Pepperdine should focus on giving her the basketball a little bit more. She's been sensational. As Ejim takes a top of the line three ball, let it go. Ejim, no surprise there, averaging over 20 points a game within the conference. She knocks it down from long distance.
But she doesn't shoot a lot of threes. She only had 7 all season long, and here she's come on and made a couple early in this game.
If she starts hitting those threes, it may be a long afternoon for the Waves. Here we go, Malia Mistora setting up the offense, coming in off the wing, towing the baseline. Out to the left corner, giving it to her sister McKenna. Stolen away. Dalton in transition. Pivots on the right block. Now back out to Ejim. And there's Caitlin O'Connor from long distance. She does it again. 3 of 3 from long distance. 11 points. And Gonzaga is going strong. You're watching Waves basketball on ESPN Plus. This is Will Decker and Al Epstein. We'll talk to you after the break. And we welcome you back to Malibu. A touching moment at the start of this game. Head coach of Gonzaga, Lisa Fortier, had suffered from breast cancer last year. Thankfully, she is back healthy and coaching again. But breast cancer support and awareness night here in Gonzaga. It's been a beautiful thing. Al, Gonzaga is taking the lead by storm. 4 of 4 from the three-point line, up 20-6. What are they doing well out there on the floor?
Well, they're very patient on offense in their half-court sets. Pepperdine's in a man-to-man defense. They have great ball movement. They find the open player. They screen away from the ball. And when you get looks like that, you start a game 7 for 8. But it's their defense that's a kind of a matchup zone, basically man-to-man, but great communication. They switch perfectly. They play the passing lane, so very tough for Pepperdine to score.
Brubaker in, as well as Megan Harkey, who's got the ball in the paint, as Harkey throws it out to Chloe Sattel. Under 10 on the shot clock now for Chloe Sattel, deep behind the three-point line on the right wing. Crossover move, Sattel, excellent defense there from Dalton. 3-ball at the horn from Malia Mistora. Ella Brubaker tracking down the rebound, the lead scorer for Pepperdine on the offensive glass. Sattel back to Brubaker. In the middle of the paint near the free throw line, back to Misher. Misher up and under towards the rim, not going to fall. Rebound, Ejim. And now with the basketball, Salin Bean, the forward for Gonzaga, in, as well as Inesh Betancourt, the UConn transfer, on the floor. Allie Turner with the basketball, one of the best three-point shooters in the country, giving it to Ejim. Good ball rotation, corner three from Taylor Dalton. She knocks it down. Gonzaga is now 5 of 5 from long distance out.
Well, again, just great patience on offense, but watch the defense, how Gonzaga switches. Even if you're able to get around the defender out in front or around the perimeter, they always have somebody collapsing, guarding the basket. So very tough to score, and the Waves are having to work very hard.
Harkey with a beautiful mid-range jumper just inside the three-point line on the right wing, knocks it down. Would like to see Harkey explore a little bit more of that in her game with the deep mid-range. It looked great on that jump shot right there. Anesh Betancourt to Ejim, ball rotating around. Finds itself in the right corner, dump down pass to Salin-Bean. Gonzaga is so good with the ball movement as Salin-Bean goes up strong, going to draw the foul against Megan Harkey. That is 2 free throws awaiting the Bulldogs.
Well, that's one of the problems. When you're shooting the ball so well on the perimeter, you extend your defense, but Pepperdine's having to do. That opens things up down low. Gonzaga exploited that. They got it inside, got great position, able to draw the contact and get the foul and get to the free throw line. So you're either going to guard one or the other. You have to kind of make up your mind. In a game like this, Gonzaga is so balanced, it makes it very difficult to try to defend.
And this is Coach Fortier's 11th year at the helm for Gonzaga. Her first 10 years, she has not won less than 20 games in each of them, so she has been an outstanding proponent of this program moving forward. Second free throw from Salin-Bean goes in as well. She hits them both. It's a 17-point Gonzaga Bulldog lead here early as Chloe Sattel moves it forward. Mutza with a nice pass to Masher. Brubaker out on the perimeter as she dribbles with the left hand. Crossover in the mid-range. Mutza trying to set up the offense here for Pepperdine. Megan Harkey just outside the paint area. Back to Mutza. Mutza's going to let it fly from the top of the perimeter. Miss off the front of the rim. Rebound Salin-Bean. And Turner. She leads the team in three-point makes and also leads the team in assists. Dumps it down low into the paint area. At the rim, Dallin not going to go. Offensive rebound, second chances. Turner shoots a 3-ball. That's her first attempt of the game from downtown. Going to miss. And a jump ball is going to give the ball back to Pepperdine.
Well, rebounding is going to be a key also for Pepperdine. Gonzaga is one of the best rebounding teams in the country. As we mentioned earlier, a +9. Pepperdine has struggled on the boards. They're a -7. So for them to do a good job on the defensive boards, not allow Gonzaga to get a second and third opportunity.
Yeah, and here as we had Chloe Sattel walking up the basketball, Mutza, Emerita Masher. Giving it to Brubaker, taking it off the left wing to the rim. Great take, Ella Brubaker. She gets right to the basket and lays it in. 25-10 Gonzaga in the driver's seat here early as Little rotates the basketball out to O'Connor. Dallin giving it to Betancourt. Cross-court pass to O'Connor. Left side of the perimeter, now at the free throw line. Up strong on a mid-range jumper. Not going to fall for Dallin. Rebound attempt ripped down by Mutza, and she gets fouled on the rebound.
Well, I think Pepperdine's one of their primary goals is to do a good job on the defensive board, send probably all 5 players to get the loose ball. But that time Pepperdine did a nice job. And again, this is a lot of points for Pepperdine to give up in the first quarter, 25. Again, the Waves are not a high-scoring team, only about 58 a game, where Gonzaga, they're used to going up into the 70s, high 60s, even to the 80s if necessary. Now, this is a team that beat Portland, that was the front runner. They beat them twice already.
As Mutza went up with a layup attempt there, Maggie Vick trying to corral on the layup attempt, no good. Here comes Gonzaga. Betancourt slows down her role as they rotate the ball around. Caitlin O'Connor on the left side of the three-point arch, getting a screen there from Dallin. And this ball nearly stolen away by Ella Brubaker. Less than 10 on the shot clock. Bounce pass in the paint, up strong, lay it in Dallin. And it just seems like everything is going Gonzaga's way here.
Really impressed with Salin-Bean, 6'2", redshirt junior out of Adrian, Michigan, but she's long and athletic. She can defend and made a nice pass a moment ago.
And when your post player can make passes like that, it makes everybody else's job easier out there on the floor. Under a minute left here in the first quarter. Mutza with the basketball off the pass from Sattel. Dribbling to the right side, now out to the right corner. 3-ball, Masher off the left side of the rim. Masher crashing the boards. She gets an offensive rebound, second chance for Pepperdine. She'll be promptly fouled on the floor there. So inbounds play awaiting Pepperdine. As Ejim checking back into the ball game. And she is one of the more talented players this conference has seen in quite some time. She returned for a 5th-year senior prospect right here. And I think we all think she's going to be in the WNBA next season when her time is over at Gonzaga. As O'Connor into the front court. We have a 9-second difference between game clock and shot clock as O'Connor rotates the ball out to Little. Near the left block, Ejim at the left elbow of the free throw line. Giving to O'Connor. Lob into the paint area. Good collapsing defense there by Mutza. Ball will be last touched by Pepperdine, so inbounds play awaiting the Bulldogs here.
Well, you'd think they'll go to Ejim on a play like this, but they have so many players who can score a well-balanced offensive attack.
And bounce pass in. Dalen gives it to the corner to Little. Betancourt, the former UConn Husky, trying to get it out to the corner, knocked away. Great defense by Chloe Sattel. 2 on the shot clock left for the Gonzaga Bulldogs on an inbounds pass.
Well, the Zags have to be very aware of this. Just 2 on the shot clock. The Waves got to defend for 2 more seconds. They just can't afford to fall farther behind in this one.
Inbounds play, Egypt. And shot clock violation. A great defensive effort there from the Pepperdine Waves, forcing the turnover. Doing that against Ejim, I think she's protesting a foul call here. She thought she got hit in the process. 5th-year senior out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Chloe Sattel racing in the lane. Floater with the left hand off the front of the rim, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. 27-10, Gonzaga Bulldogs leading over your Pepperdine Waves. Quarter number 2 on the Wave. This is Will Decker and Al Epstein for ESPN Plus. We'll see you at the top of quarter 2. Don't go anywhere. And we welcome you back to beautiful Malibu as it's a foggy afternoon here. Gonzaga up 27-10 out. And the story of the first quarter was Claire O'Connor for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 11 points. Her season high is 19. She may get there before halftime if she's going at this pace.
Well, when you have a team like Pepperdine trying to key on Ejim, it will open up things for other players on Gonzaga. A team that makes 9 of 13 from the field. Pepperdine only 5 of 15. Again, the Waves have gone to a zone defense, but when you do that, rebounding becomes a little bit of a concern.
And O'Connor on cue, mid-range jump shot off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound back to Gonzaga. Turner gonna let it fly from long distance. Second chance, not gonna fall the Zags' way, but they're gonna get a third opportunity here as a loose ball goes out on the baseline.
Well, when you're in a zone defense, you're guarding an area and not so much the man, so you have to be really aware of the player around you. And again, defensively, it makes it very difficult to rebound, especially a team like Gonzaga who really crashes the boards and one of the top rebounding teams in the country.
And that'll be a foul on Maggie Vick on the inbounds. Ball had yet to be thrown in, and a foul occurred there for Pepperdine as Little gets the ball near the top of the three-point arc. Turner dribbling around with the left hand at the left elbow of the free throw line. Pivots back to Ejim. Top of the line 3, let it go. Front rim miss. Long rebound secured by Maggie Vick. Here comes Pepperdine. Mutza, the grad transfer. Previously had played at Cal. Had back-to-back 20-point performances in November, including one against number 1 team in the country, UCLA. So a lot of talent there from Mutza. As Masher on the left side of the perimeter. Picked up her dribble, pivoting around. Out to the right corner, McKenna Mastora. Mid-range jumper, beautiful shot near the baseline. Great take for Mastora right there.
Yeah, nice job by Pepperdine creating some space along the baseline. Not much defensive help, and the Waves get themselves a great look and able to knock down the shot.
Ejim rotating the ball back around. Ozarobo giving it to Turner. We'll find Claire O'Connor from long distance. Not going to fall. Offensive rebound. Crashing the boards there. True freshman Ozarobo getting the offensive rebound, putting up a shot and drawing the foul. That's 2 free throws for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Yeah, the rebounding becoming a key so far in this contest, and Gonzaga does a great job. What you're trying to do in that zone is keep the Zags outside, not getting inside down low and into the paint, but in doing so, on a missed shot, you really have to be very aware of the loose ball and the rebound and the player you're guarding in that zone. And so far, it's worked out for Gonzaga, even when they're missing some shots. It's kept them outside, but they're getting that second and third opportunities.
And the Gonzaga Bulldogs have doubled the rebound output right now. As it stands, as Ozaribo misses the free throw. Good ball rotation out to O'Connor in the right corner. Ejim, free throw line pull-up jumper with ease, puts it in for 2. She's got 9 points for the Gonzaga Bulldogs here on 3 of 4 from the floor.
She does make it look easy. You know, this is a Gonzaga team that started the season off very slowly. They were 4-6. They're relatively young. They only have 3 seniors on this team. Everybody else is underclassmen.
Malia Mastora fires from long distance on the right side. Going to miss off the front of the rim. Allie Turner in transition. Left wing behind the three-point arch. Good ball rotation here. As Ozarobo throws into Ejim in the post, double teamed near the right block. Turner, crossover move. Good pass to Little in the paint. Better defense there as Harkey collapsed. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Crossover move, Turner taking it to the rim. Floater off glass, not going to go. Harkey rips down the rebound for Pepperdine.
Waves did a nice job defending. They covered the outside shot. They get the missed shot, the rebounding on that particular possession by Gonzaga. But, you know, this is a team that's won 6 in a row, and a team that started 1-2 in league.
As a turnover there from Pepperdine, but Masher got it right back and turned it over once again. Little hot potato between both teams right now as it eventually goes to McKenna Mastor and Pepperdine. So a near turnover that would have probably led to a lay-in. Pepperdine gets lucky there as they retain possession. Malia Mastor to Megan Harkey at the free throw line. Mutza coming off a screen near the top. Pump fake, long 2, off the front of the rim, no good. Good look there from Mutza, just didn't come down with it. As Allie Turner, the freshman from St. Louis, giving up to Ejim. O'Connor, out to Ozarobo. Turner, Ejim, face up, good shot from Ejim, not going to fall, tipped up in the air. Esther Little fighting for it. Rebound eventually goes to Claire O'Connor, puts it in for 2. 13 points now from Claire O'Connor with a big offensive rebound there. Pushes this lead to 19 as it's 31-12 Zags.
Well, that second and third opportunity. Right now, the Zags' best shot is a missed one and then get the putback.
And they have doing just a lot on the offensive glass. 6 offensive rebounds for the Gonzaga Bulldogs as it stands currently. Turner was calling for the ball there as O'Connor wanted Ejim in the paint. Misses a lay-in. Good defense there from Masher. On the near miss as Mastora brings it up. Mutza. Megan Harkey top of the three-point line. Masher. Mutza's going to let it go from the top of the three-point line. Buries it from long distance. Great shot there from Mutza from downtown.
Yeah, the Wave did a good job finding the shooter, and she had a great look, able to knock it down, squared up, good balance when she released it.
And a turnover. Mutza's got the basketball once again. Up in the lane, blocked by Esther Little. Back out to Mastora. Giving it to her sister Malia. 3-ball, good. Back-to-back triples there for the Pepperdine Waves, showing life. And what a great transition. We're 0 of 7 up to that point, have hit their last 2 3-balls. We are going to take a break here. It's heating up at the Firestone Fieldhouse for Will Becker and Al Epstein. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. And we welcome you back out to Malibu, and we want to give our thoughts and prayers out to all who were affected in the travesty of these wildfires taking place all over Los Angeles. If you guys want to support, if you guys want to donate, please check out the Red Cross. We got the link right there for you to come out and donate. Al, you thankfully told me you were not hurt by anything in the fires and, you know, did not lose your home, so I'm grateful to hear that.
And I live in Brentwood also, but just a little bit south of Sunset, so we were safe. We didn't lose power, and fortunately we were okay, but we were all packed and ready to evacuate if necessary. So again, to all those who have been just devastated, I work in Palisades at Will Rogers State Park. The whole area, the village has been destroyed, but they will recover. It's going to take a long time. But so your donation is so important as we move forward.
Yes, please donate to the Red Cross if you guys feel fit to help out with everything going on here in Los Angeles. Mutza with under 10 on the shot clock now. In the baseline, out to the corner, stolen by Ejim. And the reigning defensive player of the year for Gonzaga making a play on the basketball there, forcing the turnover. Out to the corner, 3-ball left side. This one will not go down from Dalton as Brubaker's going to slow things down for the Pepperdine Waves. Chloe Sattel's going to step into a 3. Good look there from Sattel, going to miss off the left side of the rim. Lead remains at 13 for Gonzaga. Out to the corner, Dalton rotates into the paint here. As Dallin goes up strong, not going to fall, tipped around. Rebound out to Allie Turner from long distance. It was just a matter of time before she hit her first. Now 1 of 3 from long distance. She's her first connected 3 of the ball game for Turner.
Yeah, Pepperdine's done a good job on her. They've been shadowing her on the perimeter and just holding her just her first 3-pointer of the game.
Lead up to 16 for Gonzaga. Chloe Sattel, great take to the basket. Just didn't go to plan off the backboard. Turner racing up towards the right corner, finding Ejim. Good ball rotation there, and Salin Bean's going to try her luck from long distance. Offensive rebound back to Ejim. Ejim with 9 points here, as well as 7 rebounds already in the first half. She's on pace for another double-double in a Gonzaga Bulldogs uniform as Ejim goes in the lane aggressively and will draw the foul against Ella Brubaker. So 2 free throws coming to Ejim.
Well, she got a great position on that particular play.
Oh, and it looks like it will actually be a turnover. My apologies, must have slipped and let the ball go out of bounds there.
They may have called traveling on Ejim. She stumbled a little bit as we take a look. Yeah,
And yes, she did walk in the paint there. As Chloe Sattel will bring it forward.
That's another thing Gonzaga does so well. They don't beat themselves. They don't turn the ball over very much.
Pass into the post area where McKenna Mastora is at. Good screen right there. As Emerita Masher giving it out to Malia Mastora. Knocks it down from downtown. 13-point game. The Waves have made 3 of their last 4 3-point attempts. Ball movement finds it out to the wing. Dalton now giving it off to Salin Bean. Rotating around as Betancourt now into the hands of Salin Bean. The junior from Adrian, Michigan giving it out. Long 2 from Dalen, not going to fall. Rebound secured by McKenna Mastora in the Pepperdine Waves. She's bringing the basketball into the front court. Sattel thinking about how she's going to attack this possession for the Pepperdine Waves. Thought about the 3-ball, good ball rotation, finds Masher from downtown, not going to fall. Long rebound there as Maggie Vick was fighting for it. She secures the foul. Inbounds play awaiting the Pepperdine Waves there, Al.
You know, Pepperdine's trailed by as many as 19 here in the first half. They've got it down to a respectable 13. And over this last 1 minute and 48 seconds, very important for the Waves to try to keep this, try to get it down to maybe 9 or 10. Not allow Gonzaga to push this up to 18, 19 points. So this last 1 minute and 48 seconds is going to be key for the Waves.
They define everything about this game as we get closer and closer to the second half. Maggie Vick handoff to McKenna Mastora, the senior from Alameda, California, going to the rim, blocked away. Who else but Ejim, meeting her at the basket and sending it back on the baseline. Inbounds play awaiting Pepperdine with 10 on the shot clock.
Have plenty of time here. Got a number of players they can look at.
Great bounce pass, reverse lay-in in for Malia Mastora. It's that sister telepathy right there as Malia Mastori makes a beautiful reverse lay-in.
That's a great shot. You might use that in the game of horse a little bit later on the playground if you get a chance.
Absolutely, and that's an offensive foul from Gonzaga. Score is trimmed to 11, and the Waves gaining some momentum here as we got under a minute and a half here left in the first half out.
Pepperdine's done a nice job, making some threes, doing a little better job rebounding. A couple turnovers for Gonzaga, a little bit uncharacteristic the way they play. But again, this last 1 minute, 14 seconds important. Take care of the ball, get a good shot.
Mastora finding Maggie Vick at the right elbow of the free throw line. Handoff back to Sattel. Sattel finding Masher in the paint. Good look, Masher draws the foul. And 2 free throws awarded to the Waves. They've got a chance to cut this to single digits with a couple makes here at the line.
And for Pepperdine, gaining some momentum, some confidence against the top team in this league. And, you are playing at home. These teams actually met a couple weeks ago up in Spokane. Somewhat respectable, but the Waves, they've settled down a little bit and getting used to that defense that Gonzaga puts up.
They've held Gonzaga scoreless for nearly the last 3 minutes of action. 1 of 7 on their last 7 field goal attempts. The defense is tightening up for the Pepperdine Waves.
And they've done it with the zone defense, and they have given up some second and third opportunities rebounding, but overall they're keeping them outside, not allowing that team to get into the paint.
And Masher splits the pair at the line, so lead down to 10 for Gonzaga. Under a minute left here in the first half. Allie Turner finding Little. Bounce pass to the cutting Dalton to the rim. Not going to fall. Masher with the rebound, able to secure it. And Pepperdine's got a chance here to slow things down and get this within 10 as it will go out of bounds on Little for Gonzaga. Esther Little. And just an international roster for Gonzaga. 8 players from outside the United States recruited here. Esther Little coming from Ipswich, England, as Chloe Sattel takes it in. Out to the wing. Corner 3. McKenna Mastora knocks it down. And out just like that, we've got a 7-point game.
Quite a performance by Pepperdine to come back and get this down to just 7 as time winding down. The Zags will work pretty much with the final shot, but from a 19-point deficit in this first half, they've got it down to 7. Very impressive by the Waves.
15-3 run for Pepperdine over the last 5+ minutes of action. Turner dumping it down to Ejim. Ejim in the lane, mid-range jumper, beautiful take there from Ejim. She's in double digits now scoring-wise with 11. 1 second, they're gonna hoist at the horn. Chloe Sattel almost buried a half-court shot. Pepperdine down by 9 as we have got 2 quarters in the books, but it could have been a lot worse. It was a 17-point Gonzaga Bulldog advantage. We are gonna take a break here. We're gonna have a halftime highlights coming to you very, very soon. Pepperdine battling and staying in the ball game. You're watching ESPN Plus. This is Will Decker and Al Epstein. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
Firestone Fieldhouse, the Waves trailing at halftime 36-27. Our first half stats being brought to you by University Credit Union. The Waves were trailed by as many as 19 in that first 2 quarters of play, able to rally. They went to a zone that seemingly slowed down the Bulldogs, despite the fact that they able to rebound extremely well, getting a nice shot by Claire O'Connor, who's leading Gonzaga so far with 13 points, and then Yvonne Ejim with 11. The Waves, though, did a great job, made some shots from the outside, and Pepperdine got back in this game, kept it within striking distance. As Gonzaga, there you see Ejim, the reigning conference player of the year from Canada, plays on the Canadian junior national team. She's 92 points away from becoming Gonzaga's all-time leading scorer. She's got 11 today. She knocks it down to 81. Really one of the premier players, over 2,000 points in her career, as the Waves able to get a nice shot inside and drawing contact. McKenna Mastora. And those are halftime highlights brought to you by University Credit Union. We'll come back with a little bit more. Stay with us. You're watching the WCC on ESPN Plus. Pepperdine trailing at halftime 36-27 as we take a look at our game summary brought to you by Pepperdine's Graziadio Business School. For Gonzaga, they got off to such a great start, made 9 of their first 13 shots, but they cooled off and now shooting only 43% from the field. Give the Waves credit. That zone certainly helped them, keeping the Zags outside. Pepperdine improved their shooting a little bit, but still a bit low at 38%. Three-point shooting, Gonzaga 46% beyond the arc. That's pretty impressive. 6 of 13. Both teams did a great job taking care of the basketball. Rebounding, the Bulldogs a slight edge, 21-15. Points in the paint, not too bad for Pepperdine, only 2 points. As we took a look at that game summary, brought to you by Pepperdine's Graziadio Business School. It'll be interesting to see how Pepperdine comes out in the second half. Do they go back to the zone? They went man-to-man right at the end of the first half, allowing Ejim to get the jumper, but the zone seemed to help Pepperdine to get the ball to begin this second half, so we'll see what the Waves do. The Waves did a good job against that man defense by the Bulldogs at the end of the first half.
As we welcome you back, Maggie Vick out to McKenna Mastora. Will Decker and Al Epstein on the call here. Chloe Sattel at the top of the three-point line. Maggie Vick cutting the lane. Good look at the layup, not going to fall as the rebound ripped down by Little in Gonzaga. Allie Turner slowly bringing it forward. Freshman 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist in the first half. Egypt, 11 and 7 in that first half. She has been dominant as expected. Left side three, Egypt let it go. Miss off the back rim. Claire O'Connor with the offensive rebound. Second chance for the Bulldogs. And in a close game like this, those offensive rebounds can be very crucial to who wins and who loses, as Claire O'Connor gets it on the right side of the perimeter. Ejim in the mid-range, near the baseline, good from 16 feet.
Well, Pepperdine starts in the man-to-man defense, and still the Zags able to get that second and third chance. Let's see if the Zags start looking for Allie Turner, the great outside shooter, the freshman. They ran a number of screens, but the Waves did a nice job covering her. She didn't have much space, so Pepperdine still did a nice job on one of the best outside shooters in the country, in Allie Turner.
As Maggie Vick hands it off to Sattel. Sattel, sidestep, mid-range jumper from just inside the three-point line, the left wing. Good for two. Chloe Sattel with her first field goal of the day.
She's an excellent outside shooter. Another talented freshman in the West Coast Conference. Her 36th three-pointer of the year.
Big shot there from Chloe Sattel. As Allie Turner dribbling with the left hand on the baseline. Ejim gonna save it for Gonzaga. And here's Allie Turner from long distance. Great look, better result from Allie Turner from long distance. It was a matter of time before she came up and hit a three ball. It was right there for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
And the Waves stayed in that man-to-man defense, so the Waves have to be very careful about all the screens that Gonzaga will set for Turner and try to get her some space and get some looks at the shot attempts.
Leah Mastora, who is in double figures for the Pepperdine Waves, goes up strong and draws the personal foul. 2 free throws awaiting Malia. 2 of 4 from long distance. She was a big reason Pepperdine was able to get back in this ball game. And for a team that started 0 of 7 from beyond the arc, they made 4 of their last 6 shots. Three-point line. I'm looking to be aggressive from the three-point arch. Come here in half number 2.
You know, Coach Faulkner really has done an outstanding job rebuilding this program. They've been very competitive in their first year. They've got a great recruiting class coming in next season. And for the Waves, the sisters, of course, have been so good this year. These are 2 players that were on the bench at St. Mary's, weren't playing very much, and they've really performed at a high level for the Waves.
From the Bay Area, the hospital, the big-time hotbed of talent in Alameda, California. As the ball rotates out to Allie Turner. Dalton trying to get to Ejim, just outside the paint. Here comes a 3-ball. Dalton gonna miss everything. Offensive rebound in the paint once again. Put it up with the left hand. Claire O'Connor puts it in for 2.
Well, Pepperdine went back to the zone defense, 2-3. And when you go zone, it's very difficult to rebound, especially a team like Gonzaga. They did put the clamps on Ejim, and she had to get the ball out of her hands, but still, the Zags have so many weapons offensively.
Claire O'Connor, 15 points and 6 rebounds. And an offensive foul right there is going to give the possession arrow right back to the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Maggie Vick with an illegal screen there.
Well, Pepperdine's done a good job overall taking care of the basketball. Only their 5th turnover. And I think that's one reason they're only down by 13. That's helped them stay in the game. Value of possession so important for any team, but the Waves still stay in that zone.
Allie Turner, stutter step, thought about the 3. Good ball movement. Little pass to Ejim in the post. Up strong and the foul. Ejim muscles it in, and she's going to have a chance to complete the 3-point play at the foul line.
Well, when you play zone, you're looking at a zone. Ball movement is so crucial to beating that zone defense. There's no zone in the world that can stand with a great passing team and sharing the basketball the way Gonzaga does. And that time was a perfect example of finding Ejim down low and now completing the 3-point play.
Lone free throw attempt in for Ejim. Lead up to 16 now for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. As Chloe Sattel gonna walk it forward past the half-court line. McKenna Mastora out to her sister Malia. Emerita Masher on the left side of the perimeter. Bounce pass down to McKenna Mastora. Towing the baseline, that's gonna be a foul right there on Salin Bean. So inbounds play awaiting the Pepperdine Waves.
That's another thing. Both teams have done a nice job. Not a lot of fouls. There's been a good flow to this basketball game. Not a number of free throws either by either team. and both shoot free throws extremely well, around 70% plus.
Yeah, 11 attempts combined for both teams at the free throw lines. Masher goes up strong. Harkey tipping up the rebound. Long board going to go back to Gonzaga. Lead up to 16. Claire O'Connor from long distance misses off the front of the rim. And a loose ball foul right there as Masher is going to foul number 35, Bree Salin-Bean. So ball will stay right here with Gonzaga. Allie Turner getting ready for the inbounds pass. And it's been the Claire O'Connor and Ejim show for the Gonzaga Bulldogs thus far. As Ejim gets the ball on the left elbow, the free throw line. Turner, long two, gonna miss off the front of the rim. Long rebound back. Ejim had the ball and she fumbled it on the floor. That's a turnover. Pepperdine in transition. Malia Mistora at the rim, not gonna fall. Masher crashing the boards though. Second chance. McKenna Mistora from long distance gonna miss off the right side of the rim. Had the second chance there, just didn't come away with a bucket. Allie Turner, O'Connor. Salin-Bean on the left block. Masher playing good defense, up strong. Better finish there from Bree Salin-Bean. Lead has climbed up to 18 now for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. That makes it a 7-0 run for Gonzaga.
Waves might need a timeout unless they can hit this, which they do.
Megan Harkey with another great mid-range jumper. That's her second from that area this afternoon. We usually see her around the basket. I'd like her to explore some of those mid-range jumpers. She has looked really good on the mid-range jump shot today. As Claire O'Connor, Salin-Bean, Ejim up strong. What a move. Using all the angles there to go off glass. Ejim is up to 18 points and 8 rebounds on the afternoon for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Pepperdine was in a man-to-man defense again, and they cleared space, and I really like Salin-Bean. This is a terrific player, long and athletic, has experience, and they've done such a nice job getting the ball to Ejim down low.
It has been the Ejim show as expected here. The reigning Conference Player of the Year holding her court. We're going to take a break. This is ESPN Plus. Will Decker and Al Epstein. We'll talk to you after the break. Gonzaga up by 18. And we welcome you back to Malibu. Gonzaga firmly in the driver's seat here with under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter, up 18. And Al, it has been the Yvonne Ejim show here. 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 11 from the floor. What have you been seeing from the WCC Conference Player of the Year in 2024?
Well, I think when Pepperdine goes to a zone, they've been able to limit her a little bit, get the ball out of her hands. But when they go man-to-man, it isolates her, and she pretty much can beat anybody at the low post or outside. She does so many things and has so many weapons. So depending on how the Waves want to play this, they've gone back to man-to-man. So certainly Gonzaga's going to look for Ejim, who right now is getting a little bit of a respite. And the Waves do a nice job to get a turnover.
Big turnover right there as Chloe Sattel gives it up to Mutsa. Mutsa taking it right to the rim, up strong with the left hand, great take, but they're going to call an offensive foul against Mutsa on a push-off. And the Pepperdine bench a little, questioning that call a little bit. As Mutsa had a great look going into the lane here. Let's take another look at that. I didn't see enough for a whistle there, but as Allie Turner brings it into the front court for Gonzaga. Anesh Betancourt, we mentioned a UConn transfer. I mean, that is some hollow ground in women's college basketball right there. As Esther Little with the offensive rebound. Second chance. There's Betancourt on cue. Not going to fall as it misses off the back of the rim. Malia Mastora into the front court. She has been the Waves' best player today with 11 points, 4 of 8 from the floor, including 2 of 5 from long distance. Chloe Sattel. Back out to Mutsa. Thought about the 3. In the mid-range. Ella Brubaker from long distance. Let it go. Good look. Not going to fall. Offensive rebound. Mastora at the rim. The aggressive nature paying off for Malia Mastora. 2 free throws coming off that offensive rebound.
Well, with Ejim on the bench, of course, she's one of the best rebounders, certainly the top rebounder in the West Coast Conference. The Waves have done a good job taking advantage of Ejim on the bench, but she's coming back in the game right now. So, in a game like this, you're playing a team like Gonzaga. You got to use those timeouts. You cannot let them go on a 6-8, 10-point run, which they're capable of doing very quickly. So as a coach, no matter who you are, you really have to keep an eye on that. A lead that was down to 7 by Pepperdine late in the first half and then ballooned up to 18 again, and now it's 17. So you really have to use those timeouts very wisely in a game like this because Gonzaga is so explosive.
Pepperdine was able to cut it to a single-digit affair at halftime, outscoring Gonzaga 17-9 in that second quarter. But Gonzaga firmly in the driver's seat. They're leading 14-7 here in the third quarter alone. And Yvonne Ejim, as we've mentioned, has started to kind of find her own space. And it has been the Pepperdine Waves, just a disgruntled defense just trying to figure out what to do with Yvonne Ejim out there. As the long rebound goes back to Ellie Brubaker and the Pepperdine Waves. Sittell, Emerita Masher, up strong in the lane. Great defense there from Ejim. Blocked the shot and sends it out of bounds. And when you have your best offensive player as your best defensive player, it's pretty impressive stuff from Ejim. Just a great rejection there at the basket from the reigning WCC Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, Pepperdine went back to a zone the last time defensively, and that limited Ejim. But Pepperdine, this time has a chance, and they got to take care of the ball.
And Ejim forces the steal there, but Brubaker's going to get it back for the Pepperdine Waves. Down 16, Masher in the lane, up strong, offensive foul. Esther Little lets out a scream after taking the charge, and the Gonzaga Bulldogs are fired up as they force the turnover there.
Well, teammates love that when you take the charge. You're sacrificing yourself, a lot of physical contact, and she does a good job at good position, set her feet, and forces the turnover for the Zags. The Waves look like they're going to put on a little bit of a full-court press, and a game like this, you try to stop Ejim, you double team her, and then the other players have to step up, or you just play man-to-man, and then you try to allow Ejim, if she gets 20-25, okay, but you stop the other players, so you got to pick your poison in a game like this. And the Waves, I think, have done a good job switching from man-to-man to zone, but the Bulldogs have so many weapons. And the Waves, again, not shooting particularly well for this game, down to 35% from the floor, so they've had some chances.
Great rejection right there from Malia Mistora. Maggie Vick catching it, and Chloe Sittell in transition. The true freshman gives it out to the senior. And Ella Brubaker, floater, trying to go off glass between a double team there. Not going to fall. Gonzaga on the move now. Bree Sallenbean, the junior at the rim, lay it in for two. Great take there from Sallenbean. She is 2 of 5 from the floor with 6 points as Chloe Sittell. Deep behind the perimeter on the left-hand side near the wing. Good bounce pass to Mistora, extra pass. Mutsa, right corner, three, let it go, and reaps the results. Mutsa with a big-time shot. The former Cal transfer punching that in from long distance. 6 points, both of her field goals coming from long distance, and right on cue, Yvonne Ejim hits a big-time shot right back there on the jumper. She's up to 20 points now, right around her average in a Gonzaga Bulldogs uniform this season. Handoff, Mutsa's gonna let it fly once again. Good look, Mutsa lighting it up from long distance. 3 of 4 from downtown. Mutsa keeping the Waves within striking distance as she hits a big-time shot right there. Yvonne Ejim, ball rotating out to Sallenbean. Now down to Ejim. Ejim in the paint, up strong with the left hand. Got it, plus the foul. What a take from Ejim.
Well, Pepperdine goes back to a man-to-man defense, and once the Waves did that, Gonzaga recognized it. They put Ejim down in the low post, let her operate. She likes to go to her right, gets into the key, able to create contact, makes the basket, and a chance for a three-point play. But give a lot of credit to Gonzaga, well prepared for Pepperdine's defense, whether it's man-to-man or zone. They've seen it all season long. You mentioned about Ejim, she sees so many defenses. She's quite used to this. So you mentioned the Waves trying to figure that out, but a lot of teams trying to figure out Yvonne Ejim and try to slow her down, which is seemingly impossible.
Chloe Sittell walking up, and it's been a little bit of a scoring duel these last few possessions between Mutsa for Pepperdine and Ejim for Gonzaga. Maggie Vick, handoff back to Mutsa. Good look, and it will be an offensive foul. Maggie Vick giving the possession arrow back to the Gonzaga Bulldogs there. As some substitutions, Masher's going to check in for Maggie Vick for the Pepperdine Waves.
Well, you're down by 17. You need to stop here. You try to get this down. It's the old cliche, one basket at a time. Value of possession. Every time you come down the court, you got to get a good shot. A moment ago, Gonzaga came out with a nice half-court trap. and the Waves did an excellent job with ball movement, able to hit a three, and so that's what you have to do against that trapping defense.
Good look from the top from Ejim, going to miss off the left side of the backboard. Second chance coming back to Gonzaga on the offensive glass. Anesh Betancourt dribbling with the right hand. Up strong with the floating layup. Not going to fall, tipped out of bounds. And possession arrow is going to stay with Gonzaga. Missed there from Betancourt, the native of Portugal. Played for the Portugal national team in the FIBA games. As an inbounds play awaiting for Betancourt and the Gonzaga Bulldogs once again. O'Connor really wanted that three, but going to hand it off to Yvonne Ejim. And she is just playing her heart out. 25 points now on 10 of 15 from the floor.
And the Waves defended her really well. They had a player right in front of her. She had a force it. She's so strong and great lift and excellent rotation on that shot attempt.
Masher fires from long distance. Ejim rips down a rebound, and that'll do it for the third quarter. It's been the Yvonne Ejim show here in Malibu. 25 points and 10 rebounds through 3 quarters of action. We still got one more to go. Will Decker and Al Epstein at the Firestone Fieldhouse. The fourth quarter on the way. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after the break. And we welcome you back to the fourth quarter of action here in sunny Malibu, California. Gonzaga leading by 19. Yvonne Ejim with 25 points and 10 rebounds. Malia Mastora balling out for Pepperdine with 13 points and 2 rebounds. And they outscored the Pepperdine Waves by 10 points in that third quarter, 23-13. Lead has ballooned to 19. Let's see if Pepperdine can get some early stops here in the fourth and maybe make this more of a ball game as the inbounds play up strong. Good defense there as Dalton wasn't able to come away with it. Here comes McKenna Mastora into the front court for the Pepperdine Waves. McKenna, handoff, back to Mutza. And Mutza hit 2 big threes in that third quarter. Good bounce pass in the lane, up strong by Masher. That's 2 free throws coming for Emerita Masher. Good start to this fourth quarter for the Pepperdine Waves.
Waves did a good job getting the ball down low, creating some contact, give yourself a chance. Number one, to get to the free throw line, you stop the clock, you can move a little bit closer. Point-wise, you're down by 19. There's too many points being scored in this game. Will 59. Again, the Waves only average 58 a game on the season. The Bulldogs surely a much higher scoring team, usually around 70. So to give up 59 in 3 quarters is really difficult to try to overcome for a team like Pepperdine. But I've been impressed with the Waves. Believe it or not, their effort has been outstanding. They've done some good things. Their ball movement, when they're more patient, they can be very effective. They've switched up the defenses. Give a lot of credit to Coach Faulkner and her staff. And, I think the future is very bright for this Pepperdine program going forward.
Yes, Katie Faulkner is building something that I think in a couple years we were going to see the fruits of those results as Claire O'Connor makes a beautiful reverse layup. The sophomore from Bellevue, Washington, making an absolute play there for Gonzaga. Lead up to 20 as McKenna Mastora into the front court. She's going to fire from long distance. Misses off the right side of the rim. Rebound out near the Pepperdine bench. That'll be Gonzaga basketball.
You see Coach Faulkner, but the scary part about Gonzaga, they're relatively young. They got a lot of players coming back. Of course, nowadays with the NCAA portal and the NIL money, you recruit from 1 year, and that's about it. I've asked the coaches, well, what do you think you might need for next season? We have no idea who's coming back and who's leaving.
And my goodness, Claire O'Connor hits her 4th three-pointer of the afternoon. She's up to 20 points, 4 of 6, Al, from long distance. She has been sensational for the Gonzaga Bulldogs here this afternoon.
A 6-foot sophomore averaging 8 points a game. She came in one of the better outside shooters with 33s made, so no surprise.
And that is a season high now for Claire O'Connor. Her previous season high came in November against Rice. Good ball moving here from O'Connor. Back out to number 2. Gunyaden at the rim, not going to fall. Mutza in transition. Chloe Sattel up strong in the lane. Good effort there from Sattel. She's going to get herself to the free throw line for 2 shots. The freshman from Stamford, Connecticut. Second on the team in scoring this year. Chloe Sattel has been a revelation for the Pepperdine coaching staff.
And also for Gonzaga, they're without their best players, and Mott Highbin's one of their better scorers. So for them to come down in Southern California, they're going to sweep LMUM Pepperdine this week is pretty impressive. They're going to get their 7th consecutive win. They're going to stay atop the league standings right now, coming in tied with St. Mary's. Both teams at 7-2. There's a lot of good teams. Portland 7-3, Washington State 7-3, San Francisco and Pacific right there at 6-4. It should be a great West Coast Conference tournament once again in Las Vegas, March 6th through the 11th. Men and women, the 17th year they played the tournament, the conference tournament in Las Vegas. WCC was the very first league to go to Las Vegas and have their tournament on a neutral site.
Great location, fun location for the fans. And fans out there, the WCC, tell me if you've heard this before. Gonzaga and St. Mary's at the top of the league competing for supremacy in the conference.
Maybe in both, men and women.
As Mutsa gives it out to Malia Mastora. Mutsa out of the perimeter, sidestep, left dribble, 3-ball, misses off the left side of the rim. Mutsa not going to fall, but she's 3 of 5 from long distance. I'd like to see more minutes from Mutsa moving forward, as there's a foul right there. Canadian going to be fouled on the floor there.
But you're always taught to stop the ball in transition, and then a little bit over aggressive on the play. You get called for the foul, as the Waves will go to the bench down by 22. They've got to come back, I think, in a couple of days and play Loyola Marymount, I think, on Tuesday. That's the makeup game that was canceled due to the fires. But for the Zags, this will be the 17th consecutive win over Pepperdine, 32 in the last 33. It's been a long time since Pepperdine's beaten Gonzaga in women's basketball.
Allie Turner rotating the basketball out to the corner. O'Connor. Ejim face up in the rim. Aggressive take against Harkey. Harkey securing the rebound for the Waves. McKenna Mastora going right to the rim. Up strong with the left hand. Just missed off the glass. Esther Little ripping down the rebound for Gonzaga. McKenna Mastora, the aggressive nature in the backcourt. Nearly forcing a turnover there against Allie Turner, the true freshman of Gonzaga.
Well, I think the officials have to take a look at this. No question about a foul on Pepperdine, but then the push, that certainly could be maybe a flagrant. We'll see what the officials do. They're going to talk it over. Will they take a look at the monitor? Everybody seems to be okay, but the hard foul there by Pepperdine and McKenna Mastora, and then the push. So that will be going against Allie Turner if it were to escalate the foul call. And just to kind of put it back on the Mastora twin sisters, they've been so sensational for this program. Leading up to the Pacific game, McKenna had scored in double figures in 7 straight affairs. So the officials will take a look at this and see if this is an intentional foul by the Zags. Unnecessary, by the way. You know, it's 64-42. You've got the game won for the Zags. See that extra push, and Turner got a little frustrated. The Waves were up a little more physical than they probably should have been, but they're playing hard, and that's what you want to see.
And we're going to take a break here as they discuss the call. ESPN Plus will be right back after the call is made. Don't go anywhere. Will Decker and Al Epstein. We'll talk to you in a minute. And we welcome you back to Firestone Fieldhouse. The call will still just be on McKenna Mastora. No extracurricular stuff happening after the whistle was occurred between McKenna Mastora and Allie Turner. So Gonzaga will take it out of the inbounds. Yvonne Ejim handing it off to Anesh Betancourt as Esther Little hands it off to O'Connor. Ejim setting up the offense as Turner comes off a screen. Bounce pass from Turner to Ejim. Great stutter step. Lay it in for 2. Ejim's got 27 now.
A great pick and roll between Turner and Ejim. It's such a simple play, but it's so difficult to defend. Everybody runs it. You know it's coming, and that time Gonzaga ran it perfectly.
Great vision there from the true freshman, Allie Turner, playing well above her years. Not only leading the team in three-pointer makes, but also leading the team in assists for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. She has been outstanding so far for the Zags. Zags outscoring the Pepperdine Waves here 7-2 to start this fourth quarter.
Well, pretty much in control. They're in no hurry right now. They're going to run time off the clock and try to shorten this game for Pepperdine. They continue to battle. The effort's still there. And the Zags back in a man-to-man defense here down the stretch.
Sattel, great feed to Megan Harkey. Excellent pass from the true freshman. Better finish from the senior center and transfer from University of Xavier.
Just a good bounce pass and good position for Pepperdine to get the easy lay-in.
Couple great assists back-to-back there from both teams as Salin gives it to Ejim, handoff to Inesh Betancourt, who hits a tough mid-range jumper at the free throw line. Portugal native knocks it down.
You know, that's the other thing about the Zags. They've got a number of players who can create their own shot. They can take you off the dribble, get into the paint, and get it inside. You know, they don't always have to go inside Ejim. They've got some guards who can create space and maybe create some contact and make the jumper.
And that will be a foul on number 0, Esther Little, there for Gonzaga. That'll be her third foul of the afternoon. Inbounds play for Chloe Sattel and the Pepperdine Waves. Harkey back out to Malia Mistora. Harkey with a long mid-range, going to miss off the front of the rim. Ejim with the board. Give her 12 rebounds on the afternoon now. Salin and Allie Turner in the right corner. Good ball rotation from Gonzaga. Finds it. Ejim on the left block. Up strong. Great rejection from Megan Harkey on Ejim. And Salin sidestep. Mid-range jumper. Beautiful jump shot from Salin. 8 points from Bree Salin, 3 of 6 from the floor.
Pepperdine did a nice job defending, but Gonzaga is so patient. Excellent ball movement. We've seen it throughout this game, shooting 47% from the field, which is excellent.
Great play there as Malia Mistora found Megan Harkey cutting the basket. Harkey lays it in for 2. 8 points for Harkey, 4 of 5 from the floor. 5 rebounds, and, you know, she's played pretty good defense out there on Ejim. I'd like to see maybe some more Harkey minutes as we move forward in the year. As Ejim in the middle of the paint puts it in for 2. 29 points. Timeout Gonzaga. Ejim with 29 and 12. We are going to take a break here. The Ejim show rolls on as Will Decker and Al Epstein calling the ball game for ESPN Plus. Don't go anywhere. Gonzaga up by 26. Welcome you back to the Firestone Fieldhouse. Helena Friend checking in for Pepperdine as Ornella Mutza going to give it to Masher near the top. Helena Friend, the senior, out on the left side of the perimeter. Back to Masher, taking it from the top of the three-point arch at the lane. Went up strong, looking for contact, didn't get the foul call. As under 4 minutes left, Gonzaga firmly in the driver's seat with another victory, up by 26 points. As Bree Salin off the dribble with the left hand in the middle of the paint. Inesh Betancourt had it for a second, back out to Salin. Long three from Salin. Good look, not going to fall. Offensive rebound up strong by Dalen, not going to fall, but another opportunity. Salin from long distance once again off the front of the rim. Foul on the floor, ball will stay with Gonzaga. And just these second chance opportunities they're willing themselves is very, very impressive.
As this game has worn on, the Bulldogs have gotten better and better rebounding in this contest. They've now out-rebounded Pepperdine 45-24. A number of offensive rebounds time and time again. Waves are in a man defense, but I still like the effort by Pepperdine. You know, coaches will say, don't look at the scoreboard, just continue to play hard. When you do that, you always have a chance to win.
20 offensive rebounds for the Gonzaga Bulldogs compared to just 9 for the Pepperdine Waves. So that offensive glass, they have just been on it all afternoon. As Betancourt in the lane, up strong off the right glass, not going to fall. Mutza going to take it up herself for the Pepperdine Waves. Calling for a screen here from Masher. As Mutza lets it fly from the top of the perimeter, misses. As the rebound will be ripped down by Azarobo, the true freshman for Gonzaga. Esther Little finding Salin. And Inesh Betancourt from long distance. You can count it up. The 9th three-point field goal hit by the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They're shooting close to 40% on the afternoon from downtown on 23 attempts. As Haley Johnson makes a 2-point bucket right there for the Pepperdine Waves.
It's an impressive performance by Gonzaga for Lisa Fortier. Win number 272 against only 71 losses, a winning percentage of almost 80%. Like her counterpart, Mark Few, a Hall of Fame coach, Lisa Fortier just does an incredible job. 6 times West Coast Conference Coach of the Year, her 11th season. She's got her team primed for a big run in the conference and so in the conference tournament and postseason play.
Fantastic coach and an inspiring story we got to learn more about at the top of the ball game for Women's Breast Cancer Support Afternoon here in Malibu as Ines Betancourt hits it. Just a testament to how tough Lisa Fortier is and what her program means to her with her players out there.
And this is her medicine right here, coming and being with her, the players, and out of practice in the games. This is so medicinal for her.
And going to the lane there was Haley Johnson, not going to fall. Rebound for Gonzaga. Betancourt. 3-ball right side, Azarobo. Long rebound secured by Esther Little. Betancourt, ball rotation. Azarobo up and under Euro step at the rim, draws the foul. 2 free throws awaiting Azarobo. And Gonzaga, they're going to try to push this to a 30-point advantage at the line.
Well, if you're Pepperdine, you just don't play scoreboard. Just one of those games. You got another game coming up against your crosstown rival in Loyola Marymount. That should be a very interesting game. The Waves currently in 9th place in the conference standings, so a chance to move up. They're ahead of LMU and San Diego, and they've beaten San Diego twice this year. And for Gonzaga, they'll move ahead to first place at least till tonight, till St. Mary's has their game on this Saturday.
And the true freshman from Tudela, Spain, Azarobo knocks it down. And Pepperdine fans, stay tuned. We're going to have a ball game at 7 p.m. called by Mr. Al Epstein here in the Firestone Fieldhouse, so don't go anywhere. Grab your popcorn, come on back, and watch the Waves this evening.
Popcorn first, by the way. That's the most important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As a foul here is going to put Ornella Mutza at the free throw line for the Waves. 9 points for Mutza. Let's see if she can crack double digits. First free throw off the mark.
She got off to a good start this year for the team. I think in one game she had over 20 points. Was it against UCLA maybe?
20 points in that one. She scored 27 against CSUN earlier this year as well. Back-to-back 20-point performances. Very talented shooter, a graduate transfer of Cal from Athens, Greece.
It's unfortunate this will be her final year at the collegiate level, but she might go to Europe, make some money down the road.
Not a bad option as a 3-ball attempt right here. Not going to go. Long rebound by Mutza. Right on cue as she walks it up into the front court. Step back, thought about the 3. Emerita Masher. Near steal there from Little, but Mutza fires from downtown. Off the front of the rim. Offensive rebound, Masher gets her own miss, puts it back in for 2. Tenacious effort paying off on the glass from Emerita Masher.
Well, the effort for Pepperdine continues despite the fact of a big deficit. And Pepperdine back in that man-to-man defense. I think they've done a really good job mixing things up. Gonzaga has been able to adjust that during the course of the game, and that has made a big difference.
Long shot from Betancourt. Bottom of the hat, she dropped it in. And it's a 30-point advantage for Gonzaga, up 81-51. As 1.5 second difference between game clock and shot clock. Pepperdine will look to just make the score a little bit more in their favor with maybe a bucket here. But Pepperdine going to drop this one. Gonzaga going to move to 8-2 within conference play in the WCC. Brubaker thought about the triple. Haley Johnson in the lane. Great scoop shot from Haley Johnson. 2.5 left on the game clock, and that'll do it. 81-53. We're going to keep it here as we're going to have a little bit of a recap for you. Gonzaga, 81-53 takes it as Pepperdine now 7-11, 2-7 in conference. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games, Al. How does Pepperdine get back on the good foot here and come back with a win against Loyola Marymount on Tuesday?
Well, this is a team that continues to play hard, and when you can do that, you always give yourself a chance to win. It's all about executing. As we take a look at some of the highlights being brought to you by University Credit Union. You know, there's a number of nice plays for Pepperdine. They're going to have to get a little bit deeper, I think, on the bench. upgrade their talent a little bit. There is some talent. I like Chloe Sattel. She's a pretty nice freshman. Didn't have a big game today. Give a lot of credit to Gonzaga. But for Pepperdine, it's going to take some time. You got to give a coach, well, in the old days, 3 to 5 years with social media. I'm not sure you have that kind of time. But I think they're on the right track to get better.
All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN Game On Entertainment and Pepperdine Athletics. Shout out to our producer, Kristen, one of the best in the business. Shout out to the fellas in the back. We appreciate you guys. 81-53, Gonzaga takes it. Will Decker and Al Epstein for ESPN Plus. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday.